Okay, welcome back. Today we'll start with lesson 18, chapter 7. We'll look at exist, any and all. This is similar to the in clause or not in clause that we have looked yesterday. So these two topics are related. It's not that complex. It's just that you need to know how to write this command or this syntax. Okay, so let me change to slideshow. Yeah. So this in this particular lesson, we have three commands: exist command, and then any command, and then all command. These are related to each other. I don't see much of difference between three of it. So if you can understand the concept of one command, then understanding other three concept will be fairly easy. And moreover, this is on the lines of in clause that we have looked yesterday. Okay. Sorry, in operator. So SQL exist operator. Exist operator in SQL is used to check if a subquery returns any rows. So here is the syntax. So this is the subquery. So this exist will check, if there is any matching row, depending on the condition in the subquery. That's all it does. Okay. So if there's a matching, then it will display the rows from this top upper table. Otherwise, it won't display. Okay. It is often used in combination with subqueries to filter records. Okay, exist allows you to test for the existence of records. That's all it does. It's like a boolean. Let us say we are trying to select employees, then we check the department ID from employee whether it exists in department table or not. Of course, it exists. Let's take another example. I'm looking at all the clients. I want to check if a given client has order in the orders table, right? A client can have 10 orders, 20 orders, or some clients can have 0 orders, right? So I just want to check, like, okay, give me all the clients or customers who has any order, like at least 1 or 0 order. So that's what this exist clause will check. Okay. So here it displays the difference exist versus in. Exist is typically preferred over in. Okay, but the output is almost similar. Wait, okay, everyone has joined. Okay, good. Yeah. Use exist when you only need to check if a record exists. Okay, and you don't need to retrieve values from the subquery. If you want to retrieve, then go other way. But if you don't need the values from the subquery, if you just want to check if the data exists in subquery, then use exist. One important thing here is exist is much faster than the in using a subquery with in operator. Okay, right. So let's look at a few basic examples here. So this is my clients table, right? Here I have about 35 clients, and then this is my orders table. Okay, as we said, it will pick one row from client and check if this person has any order, right? So it has, see, let's say here, the client ID 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orders, but it doesn't go through all the 6 records. The moment it hits the first record saying that this client ID has order, then it will go for client ID 2. So that's why exist is faster than in. In case of in, irrespective of whether it has found the record or not, it has to go through all the records. Okay, right? So that's the difference between exist and in. And now so it will check for orders for 2, for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's in green color because there are orders for these customers. Now coming to number 8, there is no order for customer number 8. So that's why it's in red. That means it won't be pulled in your result set, right? That's what I'm asking. Select star from clients where exist, pick the clients, click the client ID where exist in the subquery. So this is how you write the subquery. Select one. One is like, actually I don't want any columns here. I just want to check exist. So you say 1, right? From account order, and then you have to join account order and our client on primary key and foreign key. So that's how it is. Okay. So basically it will bring the data from the topmost table where at least one record exists from the subquery for that primary key or foreign key or the join condition. Okay, right? Let's see. Yeah, see, here is the in clause. Again, the output is same, but the difference is like the syntax as well as the performance. Okay, yeah. And now we are going to any operator. Okay, any is used to conjunction with comparison operator. So whenever you want to compare like any column comparison with whatever is coming out of subquery, comparison not like hard-coded 2, 3 or 4, So any is used in conjunction with the subquery. Any operator allows for flexible comparisons when you want to match a value with a value from a set of lists provided by the subquery. So this is what. So this subquery will be executed just like in, and then the values will be matched depending on what condition, what operator we have here. Okay. So we say age greater than any, something like that. Okay. Any operates similar to in but can perform differently depending on the database system. Use any when you need to compare a single value to multiple values in a subquery. Okay, so let's look at, so here is now we might be confused. We have looked at in, we looked at exist, now we are talking about any. So what is the difference, how to use and when to use all these three operators, right? So in returns true if a value matches any value from a list or subquery. Exist also return true. And then here it is used, any is used mostly for comparison, equal to, greater than, less than. So this should be very clear. Okay, exists, it doesn't compare values but check for the existence of rows. So it doesn't compare whether salary is greater or age is less, so it only check the existence. This in is ideally when you want to match a single value with multiple options. Okay, let's see. So when to use in, exist, any. In is like when you have a simplest set of values or a subquery and need to check for equality. That means if the subquery returns very few rows, then you can go for in, no problem. But if the subquery has millions of rows, then you have to go with exist. Otherwise your query will time out, you won't get results. Use any is like when you need to compare a single value against a set of value using comparison operator. So we will look at the samples of any. So let's say I have an employee table, first name, last name, salary and department. Okay, so I want to select first name, last name, salary, okay, from employees where salary greater than. So here is the thing, right? So first let's understand the subquery. Select salary from employees where department equal to accounting. Okay, so what are the salaries that will be selected? I'll get 75,000, I'll get 75,000, I'll get 100,000 in this list. So now what you are saying, salary greater than any, right? So that means whatever salary comes on the left hand side, it should be greater than any of these values. So mathematically, if anything greater than 75,000, then that meets the criteria. When you say any, like anyone, it's not that all. It's all means it has to be greater than all these three salaries from accounting. Now we are saying any. So it will be minimum to make sure that it matches, right? So that's what. So now if you see, so salaries greater than 75,000, that's what you see here. We have 4 records with 75,000, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 are emitted and then rest also. So that's what it is, right? So you have to first execute this subquery. So I get 3 salaries here. So I put these 3 salaries, then try to solve this. So any means your salary should be greater than any of these 3 numbers or 4 numbers, whatever their numbers. So mathematically it is going to pick the minimum value. Okay, and then here I'm saying less than, right? Okay, so here it's reverse. So here I'm picking the salaries. Again I'm going to get 75, 75, 100. So it should be less. So it is pulling these records. Okay, because now see, you might be saying, oh, if it is less than 75, this 75k should not come because it's a borderline. It's not less, it's less than equal to. But remember, it's any, any means you have 75,000 here, 100,000 here. So 75,000 is less than the second value 100,000. That's why you got it here. Okay, so this is a little bit of a twist here, but if you understand it clearly, dissect it step by step, it's easy, right? So you get 75,000, 100. So when you have less, it will go for the comparison with the highest value here. If it is greater, it will go for comparison with the lowest value. Okay. And then we have something called all. It's like here in any, it has to be less than or greater than any of the values that comes here. But in the case of all, a given salary should satisfy, it should be greater than all the values that you get in accounting. So that's what it is, the all command, right here. See here again, I will get 75,000 and 100,000 in this bracket. So select a salary that is greater than 75,000 and 75,000. So that is the difference between any and all. So these are the salaries that are greater than 75,000 and 100,000. Okay, right? So you won't see 100 here because it's a borderline. It's not. We did not say equal, right? Yeah. And then that's end of that.